Success does not begin with money, power, talent, or opportunity. It begins in the mind. Long before modern psychology spoke about focus, discipline, self-control, and strategic thinking, Chanakya taught that a person's greatest strength is the trained mind. An untrained mind is pulled by fear, anger, distraction, laziness, and impulse. A trained mind observes, decides, acts, and continues, even when life becomes difficult. In this video, we explore Chanakya's timeless wisdom on how to train your mind for success in modern life, whether you are a student, professional, entrepreneur, leader, or someone simply trying to become stronger from within. Chanakya believed that every achievement begins inside the mind before it appears in the outside world. A person may have resources, education, contacts, and opportunities, but if the mind is confused, weak, impatient, or easily distracted, success will remain uncertain. In modern life, we often think success depends only on external things: a better job, more money, better technology, or the right people around us. But Chanakya would remind us that the first battlefield is internal. Before you win in business, career, studies, relationships, or leadership, you must first learn to govern your own thoughts. A scattered mind wastes energy. A reactive mind creates mistakes. A fearful mind avoids opportunity. But a trained mind becomes steady, alert, and purposeful. Training the mind does not mean suppressing emotion. It means learning to guide your emotions instead of being controlled by them. It means thinking before reacting. It means choosing long-term benefit over short-term comfort. Chanakya's first lesson is simple. Do not rush to conquer the world before you have learned to command your own mind. Chanakya was a strategist. He understood that wise action comes from clear observation. Before taking any decision, a strategist studies the situation. In the same way, before training the mind, we must first observe it. Most people live inside their thoughts without questioning them. If fear appears, they believe it. If anger appears, they act on it. If doubt appears, they stop moving. But Chanakya's wisdom encourages us to step back and watch the mind. Ask yourself, what thoughts repeat in my mind every day? What situations make me lose balance? What temptations weaken my discipline? What fears stop me from acting? What habits waste my time? This simple self-observation is powerful. Once you see your patterns, you are no longer completely controlled by them. You begin to notice when your mind is exaggerating danger, chasing comfort, comparing unnecessarily, or reacting from ego. In modern terms, this is self-awareness. In Chanakya's terms, it is strategic intelligence turned inward. A person who understands his own mind becomes harder to defeat because he knows where his weaknesses lie. Chanakya often warned against uncontrolled desire. Desire itself is not wrong. Ambition, growth, comfort, recognition, and wealth can all be useful when guided by wisdom. But when desire becomes uncontrolled, the mind becomes restless. A restless mind is always chasing something. It wants quick success, quick praise, quick pleasure, quick results. It compares constantly. It becomes impatient. It loses the ability to wait, plan, and build. Modern life feeds this restlessness. Social media shows us other people's success. Advertisements create endless wants. Instant entertainment trains the mind to avoid effort. The result is a mind that wants achievement but resists discipline. Chanakya would say, desire must serve your purpose, not rule your life. To train your mind for success, you must learn to ask, is this desire helping me grow, or is it weakening me? Is this action moving me toward my goal, or only giving me temporary comfort? Am I choosing wisely, or am I being pulled by impulse? The mind becomes strong when it can say no to what is unnecessary. Chanakya's idea of success was not based on luck. He valued discipline, preparation, and consistent effort. A trained mind is not created in one dramatic moment. It is built through small, daily actions repeated over time. Many people fail because they wait for motivation. They say, "I will start when I feel inspired." But a successful mind does not depend only on mood. It creates a routine and follows it even when motivation is low. Discipline begins with simple promises to yourself. Wake up at a fixed time. Read a few pages daily. Exercise regularly. Plan your work. Finish one important task before distractions take over. Review your actions at the end of the day. Each small act strengthens the mind. Each broken promise weakens it. This does not mean perfection. It means returning to the path quickly when you slip. Chanakya would remind us that a kingdom is not built in a day. Neither is character. The mind becomes powerful when it learns to respect repeated effort. Success is not one big act. It is the result of disciplined thinking and disciplined doing. Chanakya understood the value of attention. A distracted person cannot think deeply, plan carefully, or act effectively. Today, distraction is one of the greatest enemies of success. Every notification, unnecessary argument, random video, and endless scroll pulls the mind away from its purpose. The problem is not technology itself. The problem is an unguarded mind. A successful person learns to protect attention like a valuable treasure. This means creating boundaries. Work without interruption for fixed periods. Keep the phone away during deep work. Choose what you consume. Avoid conversations that only create negativity. Reduce mental noise. Chanakya would likely say that an unprotected mind is like an open gate in a kingdom. Anything can enter. Fear enters. Anger enters. Gossip enters. Laziness enters. Comparison enters. To train the mind, we must guard the gate. Ask yourself each day, what am I allowing into my mind? Is it making me stronger, wiser, calmer, and more focused? Or is it making me anxious, scattered, and weak? Where attention goes, life follows. Chanakya was a master of long-term strategy. He did not think only about immediate comfort. He thought about consequences, timing, preparation, and future advantage. A weak mind asks, what feels good now? A trained mind asks, what will this create later? This difference changes everything. In personal finance, the untrained mind spends impulsively. The trained mind saves and invests. In health, the untrained mind chooses comfort. The trained mind chooses strength. In career, the untrained mind avoids learning. The trained mind builds skills before they are urgently needed. Long-term thinking requires patience. It asks us to sacrifice a little pleasure today for greater freedom tomorrow. It asks us to choose progress over instant reward. Chanakya's wisdom teaches that success belongs to those who can see beyond the present moment. Every action has a result. Every habit has a future. Every decision is a seed. The mind becomes successful when it learns to ask, what am I planting today? Chanakya warned that anger can destroy wisdom. When anger takes over, the mind loses balance. Words become harsh. Decisions become careless. Relationships suffer. Opportunities are damaged. Anger is natural, but uncontrolled anger is dangerous. In modern life, anger appears in meetings, family discussions, online comments, business negotiations, and daily stress. A person who cannot control anger can be manipulated easily. Others can provoke him, distract him, and make him act against his own interests. A trained mind pauses before reacting. This pause is not weakness, it is power. When you pause, you create space between emotion and action. You can ask, what is really happening? What outcome do I want? Will my reaction help me or harm me? Is silence better than argument? Is patience better than pride? Chanakya's lesson is clear. Do not hand your mind to your anger.
The successful person does not become emotionless, he becomes emotionally disciplined. He can feel anger without becoming its servant.
Fear is one of the mind's oldest protectors. It warns us of risk. It asks us to be careful. But when fear becomes too strong, it stops growth. Chanakya understood danger, risk, enemies, uncertainty, and failure. But he did not teach people to hide from life. He taught them to think, prepare, and act wisely. A trained mind does not ignore fear. It studies fear. If you fear failure, prepare better. If you fear speaking, practice slowly. If you fear losing money, learn before investing. If you fear rejection, improve your skill and resilience. Fear becomes useful when it leads to preparation. It becomes harmful when it leads only to avoidance. In modern life, many dreams die not because people lack ability, but because fear convinces them not to begin. Chanakya's wisdom would say, do not let fear make decisions for you. Let wisdom make decisions. Let preparation reduce fear. Let action build courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is a trained mind moving forward with awareness. Chanakya placed great importance on association. The people around us influence our thinking, habits, ambition, and character. A mind cannot remain strong if it constantly lives among negativity, laziness, jealousy, dishonesty, or shallow thinking. Modern success also depends heavily on environment. If you spend time with people who complain constantly, your mind becomes heavy. If you spend time with disciplined, thoughtful, and growth-oriented people, your mind rises. This does not mean judging others harshly. It means choosing your mental environment carefully. Ask yourself, who inspires discipline in me? Who encourages wisdom? Who helps me think clearly? Who wastes my time? Who pulls me toward habits I am trying to leave? Chanakya would say that wise company is a silent form of training. Good people strengthen your mind even without giving lectures. Their habits, values, and focus influence your own. To train your mind for success, choose the company of people, books, teachers, and ideas that make you better. Your environment quietly trains your mind every day. Chanakya was a teacher before he was a political strategist. He understood that knowledge gives direction to power. Without learning, ambition can become dangerous. Without wisdom, confidence can become arrogance. A trained mind remains a learning mind. In modern life, many people want success quickly, but they do not want to study deeply. They want authority without understanding. They want results without preparation. But success requires continuous learning. Read, observe, ask questions, learn from mentors, learn from mistakes, learn from history, learn from people younger than you and older than you. Learn from success, but also from failure. The mind that stops learning slowly becomes rigid. It repeats old methods even when the world changes. But the learning mind remains flexible, curious, and alive. Chanakya's wisdom teaches that intelligence is not just knowing many things. Intelligence is knowing what to learn, when to apply it, and how to improve through experience. Before you lead others, learn to lead your own mind through knowledge. Chanakya understood the power of speech and also the power of silence. A trained mind does not speak everything it thinks. It knows when to speak, when to listen, and when to remain silent. In modern life, people often react too quickly. They reply instantly. They argue online. They reveal plans before they are ready. They speak from emotion and later regret it. Strategic silence is not weakness. It is mental control. Silence gives you time to observe. It protects your energy. It prevents unnecessary conflict. It allows your work to grow before criticism attacks it. It helps you understand people before trusting them completely.
This does not mean becoming secretive or cold. It means speaking with purpose. Before speaking, ask, is this true? Is this useful? Is this the right time? Will these words improve the situation? Or am I speaking only to satisfy ego? A successful mind does not waste words. It uses speech like a skilled tool. Chanakya's lesson: train your tongue and you train your mind.
Chanakya's life itself was shaped by difficulty, insult, struggle, and resistance. But he did not allow setbacks to break his mind. He used them as fuel for strategy. A trained mind does not see failure as final. It sees failure as information. When something goes wrong, the untrained mind says, I am useless. The trained mind asks, what can I learn? The untrained mind blames others. The trained mind studies causes. The untrained mind quits. The trained mind adjusts. Failure becomes dangerous only when it creates bitterness or helplessness. But when failure creates reflection, it becomes a teacher. In career, business, relationships, health, or personal growth, setbacks will come. Plans will fail. People may disappoint you. Efforts may not show immediate results. But the mind trained by wisdom does not collapse each time reality becomes difficult. Chanakya would say, do not waste suffering. Convert it into understanding. Every failure asks a question. What must I improve now? One of the strongest signs of a trained mind is inner independence. This means your peace, confidence, and direction do not depend completely on other people's praise, approval, or opinion. Of course, feedback matters, relationships matter, society matters. But if your mind is ruled by approval, you will always be unstable. Praise will make you proud. Criticism will make you weak. Comparison will make you unhappy. Chanakya valued strength of character. A person must know his purpose and values. Without inner clarity, the world will pull him in every direction. Modern life constantly invites comparison. Someone is richer. Someone is younger. Someone is more famous. Someone is moving faster. But your success cannot be built by copying everyone else's path. Train your mind to ask, what is my duty? What is my goal? What kind of person am I becoming? What is the right action for me now? The successful mind respects others, learns from others, but does not become a prisoner of others' opinions. A powerful mind is not built only by action. It is also built by reflection. At the end of each day, pause. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I lose control? What distracted me? What did I learn? What one improvement can I make tomorrow? This simple practice trains the mind to become conscious. Instead of repeating life mechanically, you begin to improve deliberately. Chanakya's wisdom was practical. He did not teach vague inspiration. He taught alertness, discipline, self-control, preparation, and intelligent action. Daily reflection brings all these together. A person who reflects becomes his own teacher. He corrects small mistakes before they become large problems. He recognizes progress. He builds patience. He understands himself more deeply. Success is not just reaching a destination. It is becoming the kind of person who can handle success wisely. The mind trained by reflection becomes calm in difficulty, humble in achievement, and steady in uncertainty. Chanakya's teachings remind us that the mind can be either our greatest enemy or our greatest ally. An untrained mind runs after every desire, reacts to every insult, fears every challenge, and quits at every obstacle. But a trained mind becomes steady. It observes before acting. It chooses discipline over comfort. It learns from failure. It protects attention. It thinks long-term. It speaks wisely. It remains calm under pressure.
This is the real foundation of success. In today's world, we have more tools, information, and opportunities than ever before. But without a trained mind, even these advantages can become distractions. With a trained mind, even limited resources can produce extraordinary results. Chanakya's message is not only for kings, leaders, or scholars. It is for anyone who wants to live with purpose. Train your mind and you train your destiny. Master your thoughts and your actions become stronger. Master your actions and your future begins to change.
Chanakya's wisdom teaches us that success is not merely a matter of talent, luck, or opportunity. It is the result of a mind trained through discipline, observation, patience, courage, and wisdom. When the mind is restless, life feels scattered. When the mind is trained, even difficulty becomes a teacher. Begin with small steps. Guard your attention. Control your impulses. Choose wise company. Reflect every day. Over time, your thoughts become clearer, your actions become stronger, and your direction becomes more certain. The world may remain unpredictable, but a trained mind gives you the strength to move through it with purpose.